And welcome to Rum, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to a very special race of the Automobilista 2 Community Cup, because it's a classic. We are seeing, ouch, we are seeing some accidents. We are seeing Super V8s on Bathurst. I'm not alone, because that would be quite boring, as Ike is preparing the Sim Racing Expo and cannot make it today. Luckily, Mats has jumped in. Hi, mate. How are you?
Hello, mate. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me onto the channel and being your co-commentator for the night. Really looking forward to this race, and it's a pleasure to be with you.
Pleasure to have you here commentating. And you will be the one responsible for the camera, and it's your first time, so go easy on him if sometimes he gets the wrong camera. That happens. It's not an easy thing to do on Automobilista 2.
Like I said earlier on, I will do my best and I'll try and keep abreast of the action as it unfolds. But like I say, it's my first time, and just give me a break, guys.
Absolutely. A question to the viewers: how is the sound? We hope it's great. While we're waiting for that, we already have 2 races. Therefore, we have a better image of how the teams are doing. We have Curb Clippers, no surprise, on first, but they are not too far away. The AMSU, Automobilista Unofficial, are quite near. They are only 32 points away. That's not much. That's a couple of wins for AMSU, and Curb Clippers are relegated to second. We have MVRC on third, and they are not that far away. Truth to be told, first to fifth, with fifth being 58 points away from the first position, are not that far away. Curb Clippers were in a stronger position last season, last year.
Yeah, I think I mean, Curb Clippers are probably the yardstick to which we all aspire to be. But like you say, I don't think they're going to get it all their way this year. Obviously, speaking from my point of view, MVRC, we're the new boys to the championship this year, and hopefully we'll put up a good fight. Obviously, we're going to try and go for P2 overall, but they're very strong. There's a lot of strong drivers right throughout the grid.
That's great, because that gives us fantastic racing. And as you can see already, some of the cars, these guys and gals are gonna be painting the walls of Bathurst, because Bathurst is a race of attrition most of all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a combo, I think, that goes hand in hand, the Super V8 at Bathurst. But like you say, it requires maximum concentration throughout the entire lap. In a 60-minute race, it's you literally can't take your eyes off of it, because you can undo so much good work in a split second when you start bouncing off the walls.
Especially when you're up the mountain, up Mount Panorama, and the walls come nearer and nearer, and you cannot do anything against it because you messed up at the beginning of the corner, and well, that's how it is in racing.
Yeah, it's very punishing. Like, you know, even like coming down the mountain, if you get your line wrong at the top, you're going to get your line wrong all the way down the mountain, and it can cost you time, and obviously it can do a lot of damage to your car.
Ouch, like we're seeing right now. Oof, that must have hurt. But but also it's dreamy to watch the Super V8s in their natural habitat, Bathurst.
Yeah, like I say, it's a combo that goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
And when the drivers get it right, it's an absolute joy to watch.
Yep. And when they don't, it's also interesting to watch. Let's put
That's
it that
also
way.
a joy to watch as well, because you know that they're human. Some of these drivers have got alien pace, and you know when they do make the very rare mistake, it makes the rest of us feel a little bit happier. So as you can see, at the moment we've got Drew, KCSR, leading the way with a 2014, followed by David, also from KCSR, 202.2. Very close, really, between the top six. The top eight really are really close together. But yeah, it's going to be a great race. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Dan Lewis being the first KCSR driver reaching up to the 201. I mean, Drew Face, as almost was to be expected, is like high up there with a 201.339, a very low 201. And Dan Lewis, on the other hand, from MVRC, is on a 201.883. 201 on Bathurst. Great.
Yeah, Dan puts in a lot of time on these Community Cup races. He's very dedicated for the whole team, and he puts a lot of time in away from everybody. Do you know what I mean? Gets decent setups and works tirelessly really for the whole team. But it's great to see Dan up there, battling the top boys.
Yeah, that's. By the way, there's a couple of drivers that are not yet there. I remember seeing in the Discord that some were planning to get on at the end of qualifying, as well they were driving back from work or stuff like that. So it's quite possible that those will just be able to do 1 or 2 laps on Bathurst at the end. But in any case, we have 22 drivers.
Yeah, well, even 22 drivers is quite a lot around Bathurst. So we'll just see how it pans out.
Especially if they pile up on the mountain.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it takes is just one little mistake, and it can cost so many cars time and stuff. So, you know, we're hoping, fingers crossed, touching wood, that we get a nice clean opening lap, and let them spread out a little bit, and just see how the race develops.
These are great drivers, as we saw already last year, and we've seen this year in the first 2 races. So yeah, fingers crossed. Bathurst is the great devourer of cars, a great devourer of drivers. But yeah, I mean, 1 hour here, man, I bow my hat to anyone who survives over 10 minutes. Even more if they survive the whole hour.
Yeah, absolutely. But like you say, the driving standards and the level of these drivers is pretty high. It's probably the cream of the AMS2 community. I'm pretty sure that we'll have a great race, and these guys will show just what they can do.
I just noticed Grandpa Bear has Grandpa as his car sign. Now we were about to see it from behind.
Yeah.
Oh, qualifying complete. So those 2 drivers who did not make it in time are going to be starting from the last positions.
So if you look at the top there, Serta, we've got 3 drivers from 3 different teams, have all broken 202.
Wow.
Absolutely fantastic qualifying from Drew Face, from Rocco, and from Dan Lewis from MVRC. KCSR bringing up the 4th and 5th with David Sobrero and Blank File. Evil Noodle, Harry from MVRC and NRT respectively. Flying Hall Kick, Tinez and J-Turn rounded out the top 10.
Interestingly enough, Automobilista unofficial are quite down in the qualifying. They've had great finishes in the first two races. I wonder if this is not their cup of tea or what's going on there. But things can, of course, change during the race, especially in Bathurst.
Absolutely. I mean, I think. Look, anyone who's in this race could potentially win it. You know, if there's something goes on at the front, but literally, you know, we could have like 8 people out, you know, so quickly. But very, very, very great qualifying from all of the guys.
And we're just waiting for the race to start.
So, where do you usually, where does the camera usually go, like for the start of the race, to get as much of the start as possible?
I would use something like a track camera.
And position?
Oh, I don't know. I think they don't. There's Automobilista 2 has 2 track cameras, right? So
yeah,
check.
no, I mean, you know, who should I focus on? Just so we get the maximum amount of people. Do you know what I mean?
Focus on something like the 3rd or the 4th, like Dan Lewis or David Sobreiro.
Yeah, no problem.
I think, because I expect Drewface to just disappear into the horizon, never to be seen again.
No, that's not going to happen tonight. Dan Lewis is going to disappear into the absolutely no bias from me on commentary tonight. MVRC all the way. Come on, MVRC. But like, good luck to every single one of the races. But obviously, there's going to be a slight bias from me being Mets from MVRC.
But yeah, put it on the 3rd or the 4th, then we can see most of what is happening at the front and at the back.
Yeah, I will try and keep an eye out for the action.
Yeah, well, and of course the start of the race is gonna be difficult to follow all the action because, well, it's the start of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just reading your chat as well as my own. So Dud's coming in straight away. Don't listen to Mets. He's a Spurs fan. So good evening to everybody in Rom Rom's chat. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for joining us tonight.
All right, so the race is gonna start in 2 minutes. I got told by race control.
Excellent.
Spurs, is that football?
Yeah, it's the mighty Lily Whites, Tottenham Hotspur FC.
All right, that's football is like if it's got no motor, any sport has lower interest for me. So that's why football is something that I know that exists and that many people are crazy about, but it's something that, yeah, I understand it. I can explain the offside to anyone and explain it so that that person understands it, but anything else, I'm not that big into it. But I'm big into driving and into racing. Oh, did I think I've told that story a couple of times ago. There was a community where, just for giggles, we went, that was with Assetto Corsa Competizione. We went into Bathurst with stormy weather, like really stormy. And the winner was the one who had the less accidents, because of course with stormy weather on Bathurst, you're gonna be crashing. It was fun. It was something like Wreckfest on Assetto Corsa Competizione.
Excellent.
Oh, Drewface ended up doing a 2:00.883.
Yeah, I've just noticed that. Sneaky one at the back end of qualifying there. Well done to Drewface. Breaking, the only person to break 2:01. That's an incredible time around here.
2:00. Yikes. That's gonna be difficult for the others to reach that.
As you know, sir, to qualifying and race, they're two different things. With a little bit of pressure with someone behind you, do you know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. But I've got high hopes that we have a really close race today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the numbers, everyone but Drewface is quite tight together. I mean, positions 1 to 6, or let's say positions 2 to 6, are separated by something like a second or something like that. Right. So the race is gonna be starting soon. Perfect. That looks very good.
Some of these liveries are absolutely fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah. They're all specially made for every race, for every car. The Automobilista 2 Community Cup drivers set up new liveries so that you can see all those cars in their wonderful glory. And some are quite fun.
Yeah, I've seen like the dead ball gives you steak. That is absolutely fantastic. There's just some of them, like, you know, they are so good, so imaginative.
Martinez with his Martinez livery, like Martini, but as he's called Tines, and so on.
Yeah.
Although there is a cocktail called Martinez, but that's a difference. Ooh, anytime now, race control.
God, it's tense.
Hey, imagine how tense it's gotta be for the drivers.
Yeah, see, the thing is, like, if you're at the front as well, you're just praying that people just hit the brakes. You know,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? That's the only thing, isn't it? Especially here, because it's a really tight turn. Right, here we go, guys.
I think that was either David Sobrero or Dan Luis who started too early. For the rest, Rocco has already taken the first position, Drewface on second, Dan Luis and David Sobrero on third and fourth, but Rocco Thamanoidis is on first position, was able to overtake Drewface. That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, so it looks like a pretty clean start as well. I don't think there's anyone that's been left on the grid or anything like that. So first time up the mountain for these guys.
Cold tires, cold brakes, all racing very near to each other, of course. And that sound. Rocco touching a little bit the wall. That's not gonna be the first or last time that happens. Drewface. Oh, a little touch from Dan Luis against Drewface. Is bound to happen, especially here. Oh, these curves are always so difficult.
How close they get to the wall, it's incredible, isn't it?
And a touch from Dan Luis.
Oh, there's a little tap there, and I think David's got the better of Dan on the right-hand side there.
Oh, yeah. And David... Oh, no, David and Dan. The next one is... Aha, okay, so David put himself in the right position, but... They're driving so near to each other, I fear something is going to happen. Ooh, Drewface had a moment there.
Very, very good driving, though, from all of these guys. Oh, David's coming into the pit.
I suppose he's serving a drive-through because he started, he jump-started.
He was the one that got the jump start, was he?
Yeah.
Let's have a look, go down further to the grid a little bit.
So who are we seeing? J-Turn.
J-Turn. He's chasing down his teammate there, Tinez. I don't think they'll be involved in too much of a battle there.
David comes out of a pit on 16th position after serving his drive-through penalty. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's a shame. I don't know whether he was rolling back and then just went forward or literally just got a jumper.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah, but he's gonna have a battle now to get through this traffic.
Oh, absolutely. Thru at the moment only 0.2 of a second away from Rocco Thamanoidis.
Yeah, the top three there just pulling away a little bit.
Yep.
I think we kind of expected that, judging by the qualifying times, though, didn't we? The top three.
Absolutely. They were all in the 201s or even 200s, so... Yeah, Kevin Barber on the chat saying cars are feeling even better on the AMS2 beta. Yes, absolutely. They've been working on all the tire treads and seeing to it that the tires get even better than they were until now. And Drewface trying to get... Oh, and Drewface gets first position back from Rocco. And Rocco had a moment there, which is not unexpected.
Oh,
Dan Lewis, he gets it done.
Yeah, nice clean pass there from Dan. He's keeping a close watch on Drew. It's great to see these cockpit views. I think, like you say, it gives you a really good perspective on how close they get to these walls and how far they're really pushing the cars. Drew getting a bit loose there, coming out of that turn.
That's something that can happen in Bathurst quite easily. Walls are very near, and you always try to get the most of it. And some of the curbs are so near to the wall that we as racers are accustomed to drive over the curbs, but sometimes we overdrive, especially on Bathurst. And on Bathurst, if you overdrive over the curbs, the wall is saying hello.
Oh yeah, it's so easy to unsettle the car here, isn't it?
Yeah, especially on these curves, as we saw.
A little one there. Rocco's just dropped back a little bit.
Yeah, he's almost 2 seconds. Whoa, even longer. Did his car take some damage?
No, I've kept an eye on Rocco. It doesn't seem like he's taken any damage. I just think maybe he's just settling in and just seeing what happens in front of him.
I mean, it's a long race. We still have... We're only 8 minutes into the race, a race that is planned to be an hour, so... Yeah, there's some moment where you say, wait, I have tires, I have to take care of my tires, I can only change them once, so let's see to it that my tires survive until the middle of the race, not push too hard. I'll push at the end of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Tires is crucial. I think Rocco's probably playing the right game here by just sitting behind Dan and Drewface and just seeing what develops.
Yeah, especially as we're talking Bathurst, we're seeing if one of those in the battle against each other ends up kissing the wall in a catastrophic manner, and therefore he can profit from it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just going back through the grid a little bit. We're riding on board with Grandpa Bear. As you can see, Team AMSU running in formation, 8th, 9th and 10th.
At least that, I mean, there's support in that, even maybe using the draft.
absolutely.
So we have... It's interesting. While on the qualifying, we had the first 6 or kinda 1 second away from each other, or at most 2. Now there are about 7 seconds away from each other. Huh.
Yeah, it's really opening up a little bit. Like Drewface and Dan are putting a little bit of distance between themselves and Rocco. But just over 2.5 seconds, and then it's another 2.5 seconds further back to Evil Noodle from NRT.
Oh, seems we have a DNF as the 22nd driver disappeared. Pity. And what battle are we seeing here?
This is Blank File chasing down Flying Hall Kick.
Blank File, a known driver we've had already many times. Not exactly the worst of drivers. It's great to see how the cars bounce and everything. It's really a thing of beauty. Wanting to overtake your opponent.
Oh, just sorry to interrupt you there, but I've just noticed Dan Lewis has dropped down to P11. I don't know what happened with Dan. Yeah, he's P11. He must have had a moment.
Yeah. What a pity. What a pity, because he was quite near to Drew, and it looked like a battle for the centuries. Well,
yeah, it did. It looked promising. I'm not quite sure what happened with Dan. I'm sure we'll find out in due course. But in the meantime, Rocco is just over 3 seconds behind Drewface, and Drewface is stretching his legs.
Yeah, Rocco just getting into his own rhythm, not letting anything else disturb him, and I think that's what you need to do, especially here. Always in racing, but especially in Mount Panorama.
Yeah, I mean, Drewface is class, isn't he? He's well known to MVRC. He comes into our lobbies very often. He races with us. He's obviously the class of any race that he enters, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you can see, he's just stretching his legs. He's so smooth, and just looks in control.
So we get told turn 2 incident with Dan. So that's what happened on turn 2, which okay. Turn 2, that's a strange turn to have an issue.
Yeah, it's well, we'll have to find out.
You come from the straight. Yeah, I mean, it can happen if you don't take care. There is a slight bump just before the corner, so if you don't take care in braking correctly, you may end up in the wall.
So just watching Dan coming out of the pits. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that wasn't a scheduled stop. So maybe he's kind of changed up his strategy a little bit, incorporated a stop. As you can see on the left side of his car there, is a bit scraped up and that. So we'll see what Dan can do. He's more than capable of getting back into the top positions. Maybe not the really top positions, but we'll keep an eye on what he can do.
Yeah, and as we said, it's Bathurst. It's a race of attrition. Everything can happen.
Tinez now as well has moved up to P6. He's on the move.
Can we check blank file against Flying Hawkick? They're quite near to each other. less than a second.
Let's get on board with Blank File, just while he's chasing down Flying Hall Kick.
And Grandpa Bear is behind Jay, but they're both AMSU, so they're not gonna hurt each other. And any pass there is gonna be friendly and organized.
Absolutely, they're not going to put each other in danger at all.
So that's what happened. David Sobrero is the one who got out. Remember that I said we had been reduced by one? Maybe. So he had the drive-through because of his jump start. But we'll have to find out what happened there. I'll have to.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find out in due course.
Sim racing is I can ask on Discord and see if he can answer me. But that was the driver that disappeared from the rooster.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see someone disconnected, or I'm not sure quite what happened, but hopefully we can find out and let you guys know.
I mean, he is a driver that is not known for rage quitting, so I don't think that's what happened there. Isn't that great with the liveries? There's somebody with a sexy mo.
Yeah, like instead of, it's a take of the old Texaco, it's absolutely brilliant. Deadball, Sexy Mo, Martinez. There's some absolutely brilliant liveries. Very the imagination is brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, they are having fun driving. We are having fun watching.
Get back on board with Blank and Flying Hall Kick. They're side by side.
Ooh, at the beginning of the mountain, you don't want to do that. It's not a good place to go too wide. Oh, nice. That's the most difficult. Tight driving because you are on the mountain, and tight driving because you are in front or behind somebody in a battle.
Yeah, it's so hard to pass anywhere at Bathurst, other than like the long straights. Really, you've got to be so careful.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean,
screws up. It's not the best place to pass, but this is where we might get some action here.
Yeah, now is the moment to get ready to pounce. Now is the moment to gain using the draft, and then use the next couple of curves to pass, to overtake, to take the position. But I think he is a little bit too far away for that.
Yeah, I think it might be just setting him up for the T2, going into T2.
Okay. T2, okay. I mean, these are the couple of parts of Bathurst where you have straights. After that, forget it.
If he gets a good exit here, you might see a little look. I don't think he's close enough.
Nah, both had a good exit, and therefore.
Yeah, both got a good exit out of there. Just looking at Grandpa Bear and Carazita are really close as well. We'll have to keep an eye on that one as well.
Phase already 6 seconds away from Rocco.
Yeah, he's getting it all his own way, isn't he, at the moment, Drew?
Yeah, I mean, without Dan on his heels, Rocco is taking it easy, and maybe David could have done something in there if he wouldn't have had the drive-through. Ooh, ouch!
Oh,
yeah,
ouch.
that was hard on the corner and over the curbs, and therefore hard into the wall.
Yeah, that
must
might
have hurt.
that might have done some damage as well, I think.
Yeah.
Just looking a little bit further down the field, Dan Lewis is up to P16. Remember, he had a very early pit stop, so he's done really well.
And he's gone.
And it looks like Carazida has gone.
What a pity, but I suppose that's either. Oops, what happened there? Ah, you changed the.
Yeah, he's driving a bit of a crad now by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think his car is not 100%.
We'll keep an eye on Carazida. He might come in for an early stop now, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I was saying. When you are driving on the mountain and you have somebody behind you directly on your heels, it's very difficult, A, to keep your cool, and B, to keep your racing line.
Yeah, like you say, you're literally on the limit the whole lap. You've only get these straights are the only break you get, and if you're chasing someone like we're seeing here, there might be a move here into this corner.
Yeah, at least he's looking into the inside, but that inside gets covered. Now the corner, yeah, well taken. Whew. So to put a little bit of perspective, Thru has done a 202, Rocco has done a 203, and Evil Noodle has done a 203. All the others below that, whoa, see how they jump around? Bouncy cars on the bouncy mountain.
Yeah, they really do. They do move around a lot. And these curves, they can really unsettle the car very, very quickly. AMSU are going under the radar a little bit here, I think. Look, 6th, 7th and 8th, moving up the grid slowly.
Taking care of each other, I would say.
That's the way to do it.
I mean, on the second race, they finished close enough to each other that they did a great jump in the points. So yeah, I think they're trying to do something similar.
Yeah, it's a good strategy. It's just unfortunate that our boys at MVRC, they were a little bit separated on the grid. I feel pretty sure if they was a little bit closer together, that we would have a similar, probably would have had a similar situation.
And unlucky, of course, that Dan had that moment there.
Yeah, but I've still got confidence in Dan to still get up there. You know, he's on the back of the, he's had a pit stop as well, and he's already up to P14. So we can see some pit stops happening now. AMSU all in, and Evil Noodle.
And we are. We're not that far into the race. Interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of pit stops going on now.
Do you think they're gonna do 2 pit stops?
Yeah, there's no way they can do. Well, I don't know. It all depends on how well you can manage your tyres, I guess, and fuel. We know that Thru is an absolute master at fuel saving.
Yeah. And taking care of the tires and everything.
Absolutely.
I'd like to see him in endurance racing, because there you have really to be very concentrated on keeping your tires well and the fuel consumption. Endurance is, for this kind of driver, is perfect.
Yeah, I think Thru drove the Daytona 24 last year on iRacing. I think
nice.
with Tex Mechanica, and they won their split. by an absolute country mile. And I watched a few hours of his stream, and his fuel saving strategy, like as a team, they were absolutely fantastic. But they were so far ahead of everybody else. It was a joy to watch, like how smooth he is with his inputs. But yeah, as an endurance racer, Drew's he's right up there with the very best, I think. As you can see now, Dan Lewis has moved into P6 after his early pit stop. He's obviously going to be stopping again. He's going to move up again, hopefully, a little bit with the guys that are now coming in for their pit stop. Drew, Rocco, Flying Hall Kick and Blank. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like we've lost De Blind Drifter.
So he ended up having too much problems with the car after that.
Ah, right, okay. So Dan Lewis now in P4, but like I say, just bear in mind that he has had a pit stop, an early pit stop, so he will definitely be coming in for another pit stop.
So you expect at least some of the drivers to do 2 pit stops?
Yeah, well, because Dan came in so early, he will definitely be doing 2, I would imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Philip Allen on the chat says, what is frightening is that Drew has been massively fuel saving and he's still this fast. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like we said a short while ago, Drew is an absolute master at fuel saving, and like you say, he's still this quick. It's frightening. He literally is an alien, isn't he?
Yeah. Seeing how strongly you have to drive these cars in this.
We resume the battle
corners.
with Blank Fire and Flying Hall Kick. They've been stuck together bumper to bumper for a great many laps.
Well, it's a great way to lose some weight. A race like this, you sweat so much.
I think Blank Fire will probably be saving quite a bit of fuel here himself, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this is assuming they're gonna stop again, but because we'll see. I think they're gonna be stopping again. I really do.
I mean, they went into pits like 20 minutes into the race. That's not much. I would agree with you that they're gonna do 2 stops. At least those who went in after 20 minutes. Blank File trying to find a way to...
I think you're right. I think he's just trying to force maybe a mistake from Flying Hall Kick. But both very experienced drivers. I think Hall Kick will know what Blank Fire was trying to do here, and just keep his head, keep the car straight, keep it on the road, and make Blank Fire actually try and pass him rather than give up the position.
It's wonderful to see. That's the battles that we like.
Absolutely clean. Blank File is probably is following Flying Hall Kick, seeing where he might be a little bit stronger, where he might be able to make a pass, but not rushing it, being patient. And this is like you say, this is the kind of racing we want to see. Really close, clean, hard, fair racing.
And it's still 40 minutes to go, so yeah.
Yeah, it's like you say, there's no rush, is there?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh no. Okay, let's keep watching that because there is an overtake happening.
Oh, Blank's up the inside here.
And he makes that pass, but now we have the straight.
Yeah, I think Flying Hawkick might have another go back at him into T2.
Yeah. Let's keep with that while we keep in mind that Rocco is near to Dan Lewis. Ooh, he was thinking about it but thought better. Oh, Blankfile goes
he's got the better line. He's got the better line.
Blankfile went a little bit too late into the brakes and therefore lost the position. Went a pinch too wide. Ooh, I think they're getting too hot, both drivers. And Blank takes
the position. Absolutely brilliant racing, guys. And Dan Lewis looking, he's back up to P3.
Well, also, of course, because of the pit stops of many others.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Look, Rocco's just taking him again. That looks like the end of Dan by the looks of it.
Yeah,
that's Dan's race run, unfortunately.
Oh no, what a pity. Oh well, that's what I was saying. It's a race of attrition.
Yeah, it really is. There's still 30 minutes to go in this race. It's a shame.
It was looking like an interesting battle, but it was cut short. So, Blankfile and Flying Hawkick are still at it.
They're still at it. I think they're going to be going at it like through the whole race.
Great. Yeah, because in sometimes when one driver overtakes the other, he's so fast that he just disappears into the distance, but not in this case. In this case, Flying Hawkick is keeping very near to Blankfile. Now both drivers with the lights on.
We should be getting some really nice visuals as we get into the sunset.
Let's take a look at positions 9 and 10, Nessie and H. White.
Looks like a good battle developing here.
Yeah.
H. White, of course, is our last remaining driver for MVRC, so we're pinning a lot of hopes on Harry doing finishing well here. Such a shame that Dan and De Blind are out of the race. They've got such good pace around here as well, and I know they were both really looking forward to the race. I feel for them.
Yeah, Bathurst, devourer of drivers, as I was saying. It's so easy to bin it. I mean, you can be the best driver in the world, and you still are going to bin it because Bathurst is really difficult.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Let's go a little bit further back. Just seeing Laquando and Chrissy H. They're pretty close and having a little battle between themselves.
Chris also with a wonderful livery, which those who know the thumbnail for this race may recognize because it's his livery that I took. He's looking at the inside. I think that's gonna be an overtake. Yes.
Got that done nice and clean.
Yes. Okay. But as you can see with many of the cars, they have enough scratches at the side. What are we looking at?
We're looking at Harry, H. White and Nessie.
Car getting a little bit squirrely there.
Yeah, Harry just had to, I think, back off a little bit there because he's on the outside of T2 and that's not where you want to be.
Did he go into pits already? Because the way his car is reacting, it may very well be that his tires are a little bit gone, and he needs to get new ones.
I think he has pitted.
Okay.
I can't. Don't quote me, but I think he has pitted.
Then it's the driving on the edge. You can see from the inside images how bouncy this track. Ow! This track is, and the wall says hello. Kiss me, kiss me, kiss me. Last thing that you want to do.
I've just heard from the blind drifter. He had a pit bug. It wouldn't fuel him. He came back around to try again, and it still didn't fuel him. So that's the reason the blind is out. He had this. He had the same bug a few weeks ago when we did a test race. It done the same thing. So I'm not quite sure what's happening now.
It's a known bug with Automobilista 2 that the developers know also about, and they're trying to find out what it is. Like they know also that there is an issue that sometimes happens with the tires, and they're working on finding out what it is. Also because it's difficult to reproduce.
Yeah, I mean, like I said at the start of the stream, my the MVRC lobbies that we run, it's a real regular occurrence. The pit bug. It's a bit of a meme, really, in our community and on our channel.
Yeah, as said, Reza developers are aware of it and are working on finding it, but seems to be more difficult than they would like it to be.
Yeah, like you say, it's very hard to replicate on demand, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is a great battle. This.
Oh yeah. It's what I call a moon phase bug. Once on a full moon, you'll get the bug. Next time is gonna be in 28 days. It's the closest battle that we are having of them all.
Yeah, I am looking. The thing is, Grandpa Bear, Tinez, they're relatively close, but they're not going to be battling. They're going to be putting each other around and being very careful. This is the closest battle that we've got on track at the moment.
Yeah, interestingly enough, the AMSU drivers are all driving, so to speak, together. They are on 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yeah, like I said, they're going under the radar, and Grandpa Bear at the moment is out front, but you can bet your life that Tinez and J-Turn are massively fuel saving. Tinez especially, who's right behind him, really.
It may be strategy. Maybe a strategy
Absolutely.
that they discussed before the race.
I think it probably is strategy. The fact that they've literally come through the field. I think those 8th, 9th, and 10th, weren't they, at the start? So 6th, 7th, and 8th, and they're just steadily moving through the field like a shark stalking their prey. And Grandpa Bear, he's not that far behind Flying Hall Kick.
Yeah, if these guys continue. No. Flying Hall Kick and Blank File are a little bit away from each other already. Okay. That's a battle that's disappeared. But not this one between Nessie from NRT and H. White from NVRC.
Yeah, this is a great battle.
Also, we're getting getting darker, and of course we are starting to see some mist.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, we are going to get finish, I think, with some really beautiful visuals in the sunset. But yeah, let's see how this is going. I'm keeping an eye on Grandpa Bear because he's closing Flying Hawk Kick down. I think Grandpa Bear probably thinks that Flying Hawk Kick has got his porridge, and he's chasing him down.
And it was the one with the right temperature.
Absolutely. Oh, Harry's having a look.
And
he's got the job done.
No.
Oh no, he's gone off.
It's quite typical. You think you have the job done, and you realize too late that you got the job done because you were braking
carrying
too late.
Too much speed.
Yeah.
Carrying too much speed and not making the corner.
So let's see what Grandpa Bear is doing.
Yeah, let's go and have a little look, because he's only about 2 seconds or so behind Flying Hawk Kick now. Another beautiful livery.
Luis lost all connection to the game completely. Oh. Like his computer said nope.
Yeah, I just seen in the chat that he's never had that before, where he's lost the keyboard as well. He just seemed to go straight on, didn't he? As he was coming down the mountain, there was no, he didn't even try to turn right. He just literally went straight on. So it's obviously lost connection. Yeah, I feel really bad for you, Dan. Had high hopes, mate. It's a really good comeback after what happened early on in the race, Dan. Can you let us know? We didn't see you was in P2 chasing Drew, and then suddenly you was in P11.
Meanwhile, it's getting darker. Grandpa is chasing his porridge. Let's keep with that image.
Yeah, there he is. He's chasing Flying Hawk Kick down. Who's been eating my porridge, he's thinking, as he chases him down.
Okay, so turn 2 incident. Little loose on the curb. Yeah, those curbs. Pity that you lost all connection to, at the end of the day, all connection to the computer.
Yeah, it's such a shame that.
In any way, we are down to 19 drivers from 22 that started.
Yeah, still a good ratio, I think, at Bathurst.
Yeah, and we are almost 45 minutes into the race already. So yeah, for Bathurst, if more than half of the roster survive... Oh, Grandpa Bear had a moment there.
So there's a few now that are taking, looks like they're taking their second stop. We've got Nessie, J-Turn and Lycondo in the pits.
Philip Allen is gonna refer to Flying Hockey as Goldilocks. Go ahead, mate. Go ahead. Ooh, Grandpa Bear's car is
look at the top for Rocco. He's not far behind Evil Noodle now. Drew still stretching his legs, 17 seconds in front.
So not to say anything, but we're watching Roy at the moment. Who's in 19th position.
No, we're watching Rocco.
Really? Are you sure? Because the livery clearly says Roy.
No, but on the side it says Rocco.
Okay.
That's definitely Rocco.
Okay. Then the livery is poking fun.
Right, so we've got Grandpa Bear, Evil Noodle, and Tinez all in the pits.
Ah, for their second. Okay.
H. White also in the pits.
Did you see if Drew Face went into pits?
He's not got in there yet.
He's 45 minutes into the race and he hasn't gone once? Yikes.
Oh no, he's gone once. He's had one pit stop.
I
He hasn't got in yet.
I expect him to be on a one stop strategy.
I don't know. I think he might have to come in for a splash, but we'll see. Yeah, you can hear him fuel saving. Let's just ride on board with him for a lap. You'll see, and you'll hear how much fuel he saves per lap.
We get to the second straight in Bathurst. Yeah, and still, like, he's fuel saving and still driving on the edge, which is
exactly.
Great
He's
to
so
see.
quick, even though he's saving fuel.
Starting to get into the mountain. That's always a difficult corner.
How close he gets to the walls.
Yeah.
So in control of the car.
Joy to see. This one is always very difficult. You want to go on the curb, but you know that the curb is very near the wall, so... And now we got into the chicane. And now the, for me, very difficult part, you're going downhill, you're taking all the curves, you're trying to not go downhill like a grandma, and still, anytime you feel you're going too fast.
The thing is, though, like the thing with Bathurst, anytime you feel like you're going too slow, you try and make it up in places where you just can't, and that's the danger of Bathurst.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the next, let's call it a chicane, although it's just some SS.
So that's a lap with the maestro himself.
Great to see, and he's
And
going
there we
into
go,
pits.
he's into the pits. Right, let's go and see if we can find some battles.
So at the moment, let's
Got two
take a
from
look.
Noobs, having a little, they're quite close together.
Yeah, 11th and 12th, I was gonna say, yeah.
Nessie and H. White are still only a couple of seconds separating them after their pit stops.
By the way, AMSU, Grandpa Bear, Tina's J-Turn, 6th, 7th and 8th again after their pit stops.
Yeah, like I say, quietly stalking their prey. I think Grandpa Bear might have a chance of moving up a couple of positions as well.
Yeah, I mean, let Evil Noodle go into pits, and he's gonna be...
Well, we've got Flying Hall Kick and Blank File now into the pits. Be interesting to see where Flying Hall Kick comes out. He was, what, a couple of seconds in front of Grandpa Bear, wasn't he? So we'll just see where he filters back in.
Grandpa?
Yeah, I think he's taken a couple of seconds out of Grandpa Bear in the pits there by the looks of it.
Yeah, looks very much
Yeah,
like it.
it's taken a little bit of time out of him. Not a lot. He's still quite close, but I think a couple of seconds were made by Flying Hawk Kick there. So Grandpa Bear really has got a chase on for his porridge.
Maybe a little bit less fuel as he came in later.
Quite possibly if he's been fuel saving.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget, Flying Hawk Kick and Blank File were probably fuel saving off of each other for many laps.
Yeah. David is saying AMS2CC loves night races. Yeah, also because Automobilista 2 has a great 24-hour cycle showing great vistas, and Bathurst at night is a scary proposition. We got races from another community who are doing Assetto Corsa Competizione, and their next race is gonna be Zolder at night.
Oh, very nice. I love night racing, and like AMS2, I think does day-night transitions and weather transitions better than any other sim.
Yeah, I tend to agree. If they at last get rid of that graphics bug where you see those shadow triangles.
Yeah, it looks like little spotlights, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, where a car's been. That's been there forever though, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it's again a known bug, and again something that they're trying to find out why the light engine is working that way and delivering that result. But I mean, when we are discussing bugs that are of such a difficulty level, who is going now into pits?
Yeah, I think there's obviously been some kind of thing, because Harry's got in front of Nessie now, and he's 4 seconds in front of him, and he's now chasing down J-Turn. Very talented driver, Harry. He's been away from the sim for about a month. He's only just come back, so he's really got back into the swing of it very, very quickly.
Nice.
Just reading comments in your stream from David. You're absolutely right. Like night races, track temperature plays a massive part in tyres and stuff like that, which is why we decided in the end to go from a completely daytime race to one that sort of finishes a little bit colder and stuff.
Just
adds a little bit to strategy, I think.
Yeah. And also to the difficulty, because you're accustomed to a certain amount of grip, and then it gets colder and the grip disappears ever so slowly.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on Blank File as well. He's very close to Evil Noodle now. Let's go and have a quick look at Blank File.
Philip says the game engine was coded by a completely different team, and it didn't come with a manual. No, it didn't come with a manual, but Renato Simeoni, the boss of Reza, and Ian Bell are buddies, and I'm pretty sure that Ian did not only sell them the license to the full code, but also gave them a lot of pointers. And remember that Straight 4 and Reza are working together, and in Straight 4 there's a lot of the people that did the code of the Madness engine, so I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of communication happening. On the other hand, Reza have done magic with the Madness engine.
Yeah, I was just about to say they've really pushed the Madness engine far beyond, I think, what the Project Cars 2 development team even thought was possible.
Yeah. watching here a three-side battle. It's fantastic to see. Yeah, I call it the Madness Engine Plus Plus because they've gone really further than I suppose even Ian Bell thought it was possible. Also finding bugs that were very deeply into the code. That's one of the
but the tires were the big thing, wasn't there? There was basically two sets of algorithms, calculating the tires.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why there is a 1.5 that has changed the physics so much, because now they get the tires calculated correctly, and that's why we're seeing so many changes within the beta compared to what is out there at the moment, because the beta has changes that came out of that physics change. Oh, and we're gonna see an overtake. No, blank file thinks better and does not make it, but had a quick look into it. Blank file trying to get the third position from Evil Noodle, trying to get curb clippers higher up than they are until now. But blank file kissing the wall. You don't want to do that too often.
Yeah, they're so on the edge, aren't they?
Yeah. And we're only a couple of minutes away from the end of the race. So to speak, it's now or never for blank file.
Yeah, it's I think he's still got time. He's still got 5 minutes. I think he's probably just going to line him up. I think and do him on the break somewhere.
I would expect that. Meanwhile, H White passed the J turn, so H White is on 8th.
Yeah, a quick look at Harry. Well done to Harry for getting into the top 10. It's still still early days, but let's get back to the battle with Blank File and Evil Noodle. I think this is the closest battle we've got out on the track at the moment.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But Drew is in such a commanding lead. Look, 35 seconds almost.
Impressive. Blank file.
Here he goes up the inside.
You gonna make it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a block pass, but he's made it. He's made it stick cleanly.
Yeah. Not an easy pass, but he did it. And trying to retake the position on the mountain is gonna be difficult, if not impossible, for Evil Noodle. Evil Noodle is even losing time quite fast. He's already 1 second behind Blank File.
Quite a lot, hasn't he? Maybe he was literally on the edge, and he thinks, I can't stick with him. Let's just consolidate the P4 and just bring it home.
Yeah, to finish first, you have to finish first. And if Blank File continues kissing the wall the way that he just did,
absolutely.
Because that brought Evil Noodle half a second nearer to him, so... We are almost at the end of the race.
Yeah, we probably got another couple of laps, I think. Let's see where Drew is. Cross the line, and then we'll probably get one more lap, I would say.
Ouch. True, don't do that.
Steady on, boy, steady on.
Don't lose the race in the last lap. that's another bug that Automobilista 2 has. We
Yeah,
have a flying car.
Back to the future style.
Yeah. I hadn't seen that in a long while. So let's go back to Blankfile and Evil Noodle. Because they're still at it. I mean, Evil Noodle is only half a second away.
This probably isn't done yet. There could be a little bit of a last lap battle here.
And we're watching a battle for the podium. Evil Noodle went a little bit too wide there.
Oh, that was a shame.
Yeah, these corners are very difficult. Downhill, you're trying to drive as fast as you can. Oof. I always get scared. There's a wall.
Well,
there's another wall. Yeesh.
It's the closest battle on the track at the moment. Drew's just started the final lap.
So I don't want to jinx it, but it's the final lap and we have 19 of 22 drivers.
That's an absolutely fantastic ratio.
Yeah.
For a 60-minute race in the Super V8s at Bathurst, that's really good going. So hats off and congratulations to all of the drivers that have completed this race.
Shows you the quality of these drivers because they've been driving on the edge.
Yeah, well, we've witnessed it today. Literally every single driver has been on the ragged edge. It's a tough combo. It's a beautiful combo. It's made for each other, but you've got to be 100% concentration the whole race. As you can see, there's been quite a few instances where you might hit a wall and it can upset the steering, upset the car, and it can end your race.
Absolutely. And while we have you here, the next race is gonna be on the 25th of October in 2 weeks, and it's gonna be Porsche RSR 1974 at Kansai. So 70s Porsches at Kansai.
Another great combo. And there's Drew coming over the line.
He ends up first as he's done in all the other races.
Yeah,
Well
dominant
done.
display again by Drew Face from KCSR.
Absolutely. And Rocco, I expect, is gonna finish on second. Rocco from RPM.
Oh, there might be a little late lunge here.
Oh, no, that's somebody just getting out of the way.
A little bit too far back, but he closed it right up, did Evil Noodle.
Well, it was great. So
Great racing.
we have the podium. We have Drew Face, Rocco, and Blankfile. Curb Clippers, RPM, and Curb Clippers. Which of course means that Curb Clippers are gonna get a nice jump in this third of 8 races. With regards to Rum Rum, tomorrow we're gonna publish our podcast, and we are going to publish another podcast sometime Sunday or Monday or something like that, a special podcast that we're gonna record at the Sim Racing Expo, where we're gonna be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And after that, we're gonna do at least 1 or 2 news extra from the Sim Racing Expo. We have already many interviews lined up, many meetings with companies known and unknown who are going to show us their products. And we have a lot more lined up. I know that there is already a script ready about R Factor 2 and our news every Sunday and so on and so forth. With regards to the Automobilista 2 Community Cup, as I said, next race in 2 weeks, Kansai on 70s Porsches. Let's see if we can get somebody in here. There he is, Drewface. Hi Drew, congratulations on your first place once again.
Hey guys, how you going?
Yeah, congratulations, Drew. Great drive, mate.
Yeah, cheers. It was well, it was again, sadly, a race of two halves. The first half was pretty awesome, having pressure from, well, having a terrible start at first, mostly being distracted by David's jump start, and then I sort of dropped the clutch at that point and had to put it back down. So it meant that Rocco got an amazing start, and then it was clear that Dan and I had pace over him. Meanwhile, there's also a fuel game going on. We're all trying to save to extend, and it all got a little bit close on lap 1. But then, yeah, it was such a shame to see Dan spin at turn 2, because it just meant that I knew from that point, it was just a case of bringing it home rather than really fighting for the win.
Yeah, but it was great racing and great fuel saving, because did you do 2 pit stops?
Yeah, exactly. So
okay.
the way this race would have run is, if you just pushed throughout, you would have done 10 laps, and if you did a bit of saving, you could have done 11 laps on each stint, and then ultimately, that would have saved you 2 laps of extra fuel in that final stop, which is, I think, what Blank and I did. I think we both extended that extra lap. Rocco extended the first time round, but didn't extend the second time, and then I don't think Noodle extended either. So it was just interesting to see where it was all going to work out between P2, P3, P4. And as for me, yeah, because of the space behind me meant that I could easily just cruise and fuel save and then use the final stint to try and put some pace down and get past this lap.
Yeah, Drew, we rode on board with you for a lap, and we just like seeing you fuel save, and we're saying that you're the master of fuel saving, like even with the pace that you've got, and are still able to save that amount of fuel. It was a pleasure to watch, mate. And like you say, once Dan had the incident, I think it was you had it all your own way. Then there was no pressure, and like you say, you just brought it home and was able to keep the car in one piece.
Yeah, it was going to be a really interesting race, actually, because it was clear that Dan was running less wing and I was running more wing, so I was faster over the top of the mountain. Then he'd catch me going down the back straight to the chase. So I knew I would be vulnerable going around the elbow, and I'd have to make sure I get a good run. And each time I did seem to do that. So it would have been really interesting to see how it works out. And yeah, the fuel saving thing is just practice. Doing these long endurance races on iRacing definitely helps, because you realize just how costly being in the pits can be. And so, yeah, I was able to lap in the mid to high 2s and still save the fuel that I needed. So, yeah, that's what really helped clinch the win tonight.
So, congratulations once again. Thank you very much for being here for the interview, and don't take this the wrong way, but I hope we won't be having the interview with you on first for all the races.
No, don't take it the wrong way. I understand what you mean. I, on the other hand, hope to speak to you week in,
Of
week
course,
out.
of course you
Drew.
do.
Congratulations, Drew. Dominant win, mate. Very well done.
Cheers, guys. Thanks again for commentating, putting in the effort, getting Automobilista 2 out there. And
Our pleasure.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Our pleasure. These races are so great. And we have number 3, Blank File. That was a big battle that you guys had there. Blank file? Hello?
Yeah, I think Blankfile had a couple of really big battles, didn't he? With Flying Hull Kick for the first sort of half of the race, and then a really good battle with Evil Noodle towards in the second half of the race.
Yeah, is your microphone on mute?
Oh.
Now.
I was pressing the wrong button. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Yeah. So like Mets was saying, I had quite a bad start actually, and I lost 3 positions, and I was running quite a bit of wing, which meant I couldn't overtake anyone on the straights, which was a little bit frustrating. Yeah, I can say that. But yeah, the fuel strategy did wonders again. Just extending that one extra lap meant I had a big undercut on Noodle and Rocco at the end there, and I gained like 10 seconds on them easily. So that then the mother of all battles.
Oh yeah, that was a fun to see, fun to follow how Evil Noodle and you were well trying to outsmart each other.
Yeah, it was great fun. This.
Yeah, even the battle at the start of the race as well, though, with Flying Hull Kick, was you able to save? Because you were literally bumper to bumper for probably 8 laps. You and Flying Hull Kick for much of the, like I say, the first half of that race. Was you able to save a lot of fuel in that? Because, like I say, none of you pulled away, and it just seemed like you was both fuel saving off of each other.
Yeah. Flying Hull Kick was also fuel saving, I think, but he had less wing, so he pulled away on the straight, so I couldn't overtake him. But yeah, but yeah, that did help quite a bit. I saved like 8-9 liters on that, so almost extended 2 laps, almost. So that would have been fun, but didn't happen. But yeah, Hull Kick, very hard to pass. Didn't make any mistakes, so very nice drive from him.
Well, and you guys from Curb Clippers are now in a very good position after securing first and third.
Yeah, I was just about to say you've extended your lead at the top there with a first and a third. So massive congratulations to you guys. Another dominant display.
Thank you very much.
You're really hoping for the €50 Steam voucher from us, huh?
No, man, it's all about the competition. The money really doesn't matter.
Anyway, thank you very much. Congratulations on your 3rd place. And we are getting number 2 in here.
Congratulations, well done, mate.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
See you next time. Rocco, that was impressive.
What a race.
You started quite well, and then you just... We got the feeling that you leaned back and said, okay, so I'm not going to try to get Drew. I'm just going to get into my rhythm and continue that and try not to kiss the walls too hard.
Oh, you're quite right. You know, there's one thing you don't want to have. It's like True Face and Dan Lewis in your back. And on the first 2 laps, I realized they are pretty quick on the upper section, so they drove more downforce than myself. I got with wing 0 this time.
Ooh.
Never thought it was possible, but I made it up on the straights, and yeah, no need to battle them. I know they are pretty fast, so taking the risk of us 3 guys leaning back, as he said, and saving some fuel, which was quite important on the strategy.
Hey, and it worked. You ended up 2nd, so hey, nothing to say against that strategy.
Yeah, best thing that could happen, being just right behind True Face in a pretty important race. So great combo, and thanks for the RPM team also for practicing all day long and having a good result for us this time.
Yeah,
again.
I mean, you made 2nd and 5th position. That's nice points that you're gonna be raking up. So great great. I mean, as I said at the beginning of the race, anybody who survives longer than 10 minutes on Bathurst on the V8s has my utmost respect. Surviving 60 minutes, taking it easy, and making second. Wow! I bow my head to you, sir.
Awesome. Also, great display for MS2 in itself. So, doing a race like that with all the finesse you need to drive those cars around Bathurst is just top notch.
Rocco, you had a really good start. Did you think maybe that you had a chance of potentially winning, or did you know that Drew would get in front of you, and it'd be just a case of you just consolidating what you had in P2?
Well, not really, because I knew Drew was like, as always, like 1 second faster if he is doing quali lap after quali lap in a race, and I'm not that way, so I took it more conservative and trying to finish without any error. And,
yeah, well,
so I'm quite happy staying behind. Sorry. Staying behind.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say it's obviously paid off because P2 around, like you say, around Bathurst in the Super V8s for 60 minutes is it's a race of attrition, isn't it? It's very hard to keep your concentration for that amount of time.
Yeah, very satisfying, even practicing it and doing better and better every day. So, yeah, everybody who made it to the finish, congrats to you.
And congratulations to you for the second position, and to RPM for making second and fifth, which is a good result for the community.
Thanks.
Yeah, congratulations, Rocco. Great drive, mate. Great drive.
We hope to have you here more often because you have made it into the podium. And we are getting in the three drivers who we watched very closely because you guys were driving almost like together for most of the race.
Formation flying, these boys.
Yeah, it was a nice display for AMSU. We were for large chunks of the lap until I lost my pace rather, and struggled with the nerves of the pressure of Nessie and Mr. White. But for large chunks, as you say, we were 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9. It was quite a nice AMSU trio. Massive respect to Tinez and Grandpa Bear as well. I couldn't keep up with them, and it was really nice to see those guys just holding on and keeping it clean and consistent.
Grandpa, we were saying that you were trying to get the porridge from Flying Hawkick.
Yeah.
I wonder where that come from.
I wonder, Mr. Metz. I wonder. No, I was trying to push at the end to catch him, but I think I overfueled in the pits. So I finished with 22 litres.
Yeah, we sort of worked out you probably lost about 2 seconds or so in the pits. I think before you pitted, I think he was about 2 seconds behind, and then when you came out, he was about 4 seconds behind. And yeah, as Dud has just said, that the Goldilocks and the porridge that originally came from Dud, so I have to give him a bit of credit. As much as I hate to.
Yeah, well, it was fun being with the lads, with Tinez and Mr. Turn, and I must apologise to Tinez and to Roy because I sneakily took the advantage there. I don't know if that was on stream when we were overtaking Roy up the hill.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Team Principal was going to step in and ask you to give the place back at the end of the race, but it might have been payback because lap 1, at the very first corner, I bounced off the curb a bit, and then up the first straight, you had more pace, you had a better exit, obviously, and I might have impeded you slightly. I probably should have moved over sooner. You might have had to back out a little bit, but that was good fun winning in formation. I really enjoyed that.
Yes, so did I. It was good fun.
I was just going to say, guys, the start looked incredibly clean. And I mean, I obviously only got a very limited point of view, but given 20 plus cars on track, very skilled drivers, but certainly a range of skills out there. And I didn't really see much going on in terms of incidents. So I'm hoping, given the combo that showed on the stream, how great the driving was tonight and how great AMS2 was.
It was incredibly clean. It's a really, really good start. The only incident was David with a jump start. and I think Drew just started rolling back because he had dropped the clutch. So he was a little bit slow to get away, and Rocco sort of capitalised on that. But other than that, I don't think there was any incidents at all from what I could see.
Epic stuff, lovely.
I'm just watching the replay now, just seeing Drew's move on end of lap 2, I think, to get back into first. My God, what a move. Absolute boss. That was amazing.
There were quite a few moves from a lot of drivers tonight that were so really clean, and it just highlights this Community Cup, the highest standards of driving. It really was a pleasure to watch.
I'm just glad that I made it through alive, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming back to you guys, was that a planned strategy to go all together during the race, or did it just result this way?
Yeah, definite plan. We kind of thought it was good promotion for AMS unofficials to have 3 people following each other around.
AMS unofficials, go check it out.
Yeah, it was. I think I was ahead of G-Bear for a while, and he was clearly quicker up the mountain. But there's no way you can. I'm down the mountain, but there's no way you can overtake. So I'm quite glad when I eventually made a poor exit of turn 1, and he could just literally drive past me and drive off into the distance. But yeah, nothing planned. It just kind of played out like that.
I certainly did not plan to out-qualify those guys. I've been practicing this week ahead of the race, and I was usually 2 or 3 tenths off the pace of these guys. So to qualify whatever it was, P9 or something ahead of them was a surprise. So I'm just happy to finish where I did. Obviously we got a couple positions from a couple of retirements, but yeah, it all went to plan. So well done, lads.
And on that note, I would just like to sort of change the topic slightly and just say a massive thank you to both you, Serta, and in particular tonight, Metz. Metz stood in at the last minute. It was on the today. I asked him if he would be up for a bit of commentating. He's done a little bit of commentating on his own channel, but not for other people's races. So maximum respect to both of you, in particular, Metz. For stepping up, and by the sound of it, it looks like it's been a really good, enjoyable stream. You've had a lot of fun.
And great camera work, which is difficult, especially this being the first time that he was doing it on Automobilista too. So yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much, Metz.
Yeah, it's been absolutely my pleasure. I was a little bit apprehensive at first, but once we got into it, I was fully on with it. It's been a pleasure. So thank you for asking me and having me on your channel and broadcasting to your viewers.
Anytime, mate. And Jay, thank you very much to you for organizing these races. We're in the 3rd race of 8, and it's so much fun. We just, if we wouldn't be commentating, we would be watching anyway.
No worries at all. It's a joy. It's a joy to see everybody enjoy themselves and the streams and everything.
And speaking about the stream, thank you very much to everyone who's been with us in this broadcast. As we said, in 2 weeks, the next race, 70s Porsches at Kansai, and a lot more on our channel, spreading the joy of sim racing. Until the next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yep.